It's not bad.
Hi, Rudy Pensa here. I got a beautiful visit from Mr. John Monteleone, who came from so far away to see the Blue Collection. Of course, and the Blue Collection is one of his masterpieces. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
I know you got to stop working to come to see the Blue Collection. When is the last time did you see them?
I think the last time I saw them was
Together.
all together. It was at Scott's house.
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But anyway, I want to invite you to go inside and then we can take a peek at your guitar. See if you still recognize.
I mean, look at this amazing display.
I know. Mr. Rebecca changed the color, which actually, that color reminds me of the guitar you make for Dennis Stanton.
Ah, yeah, okay.
No? Like again, that's smoky gray? It's different. Okay, okay. Yeah, it changed.
He must have been hungry. That's eggplant.
What is? That's the new poster. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go inside.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, the old poster is Benedetto. We made this one with the Septura. Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a purple, a gray. It's a beautiful color. It becomes.
Yeah, he only used black. Somebody must have used blue and put a dye in it.
That's what
I actually heard you singing in the area tomorrow, so maybe I'll stop in.
Yeah, totally.
Thinking about it. Yeah, something I think about it. Thank you.
Yeah, very too many lines of maple. No, I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's a very golden color.
Anyway, yeah.
Thanks.
All right, so take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming. Let me go through with John. We're gonna be looking at. I want to see if John remember his guitar after 25 years. Yeah, that's your convertible.
That's an old friend.
Exactly.
Hello, old friend. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Well, sounding and playing is just incredible.
This was an experiment. The rocket convertible.
When Scott asked you, that was in '85.
Yeah.
And what if he actually asked you to do what?
Well, this is not the first guitar. The first guitar was the Radio City that was supposed to be made for him.
Okay.
And I did make it, in fact. I went all the way to the end, but at the same time I was building this as an experimental guitar for myself so that I could learn all about this and these sound holes as well, so that they could all operate independently.
Yes, they work so
I could
beautiful.
close the entire guitar or open anything.
Yeah.
And I was learning what it would do because I wasn't sure. Nobody had done it before.
Exactly. And well, when you were making, you were thinking about Jimmy?
Definitely.
Jimmy D'Acquisto?
Definitely, because Jimmy was the first guy who really started to try an idea that was different from a traditional idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So in fact, he came up raised on traditional ideas through D'Angelico, of course.
Exactly.
But in the middle of his production, he just got so fed up making D'Angelico's guitars.
Exactly.
And he had something to say on his own. So he said, I'm going to make D'Acquisto guitars.
Yeah.
But he always had these ideas that we were talking about from time to time that he wanted to do and wanted to try. And at the same time, he was seeing everybody else here.
Yeah.
He would go to the conventions and see those other guys doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he was at the time still having to do D'Angelico.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the end.
Did you talk to Jimmy when he was making this?
Yeah.
How the idea of the blue was? I mean, it was Scott or Jimmy paint the blue and then they started the blue?
That was Jimmy's idea.
Jimmy wanted to paint the blue.
Yeah, because he did another one. He did a couple of it. So one was the Advance guitar.
Yes, yes.
And that was very blue-purple kind of color.
Uh-huh.
And Jimmy was not afraid to use different colors.
Uh-huh.
So the reds that he was using and whatever color he wanted to try, it was a little different in the day.
Yeah, that's definitely a Cintura Deluxe. I actually had the less one that he makes, 18 inches, because the one with the maple lines is the deluxe. The 17 inches doesn't have that.
That's right.
It's where the only thing, the very different thing about this guitar, unique of the Centuras, is the heart.
Yeah, that's
the,
right.
The heart and the headstand.
Yeah, that's
I never saw a guitar. I don't know if we never gonna know if Scott told him to put the heart or he just did it. I don't know.
That I don't know either.
Yeah, we don't know.
But that's a one of a kind.
Yeah, oh, it's definitely one of a kind. And then what about yours? You make many convertibles, or this was also one of a kind?
No, that was the beginning. It was the first one.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a prototype.
Wow.
This is the very first one. And then after that, I made several more.
Yeah.
I would still make one if I had to.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And then, I guess it's got in 1995. Jimmy died in 95, no?
Yeah.
He commissioned everybody. And you delivered in time, because I found out through Larry Acunto, he commissioned 28 people. And some of the people didn't deliver.
No, there were some holdouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't start making on time or whatever.
There was one or two people I know couldn't get used to the idea of making a blue guitar.
Exactly. Okay, yeah.
And I think they regretted that idea.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and they would have been part of the beautiful
And you
group
know
of
they
days.
should have been.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they were. a part
Yeah,
of it.
let me ask you something. We have here Linda Mansell from Toronto, you know her very well.
Yeah.
It's 2 bottles of wine.
Yes.
They are signed the label
Yes.
for everybody.
Yes.
Did she send the label? I don't think she sent the wine to everybody.
You
Or
know-
maybe she got it signed on the
No,
party.
she didn't send the wine. I know that because I would have remembered a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
Pretty easy. But I think it was the label she was bringing around
Ah,
at the
okay.
guitar shows.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because the labels have all the signatures.
Yeah.
And some people wrote different things, you know. Yeah, you can see in the brochure. And anyway, I keep looking and I love them all. and I remember talking to this guy in one of the shows. I thought it was going to be a good guitar maker, John Seidel.
Yes.
You ever met him?
Oh yeah. I
What
knew-
a nice-
I knew John pretty well.
Yeah, what a nice gentleman. Where he was from?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. John was a very, very fine craftsman. Meticulous in every detail.
Yes. He also happened to choose or have a beautiful maple. It's absolutely stunning.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't see too much of this idea.
No. No, that is unique.
It's funny because you see 01 or 305.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, but I never saw that. And
No.
what is any idea why you will do that? Two-piece maple.
Well, I could, if I were going to do it, the reason I would do it is because there's a very particular curl or flame in the wood that I would like to keep and maintain. It may not have gone side to side, so it may have looked different on one side than the other.
Okay.
So you can take the same piece of wood, cut it in half, and bring them together, and they would be pretty close.
On terms of stability or warping, it's no problem?
No problem.
No problem at all?
No problem.
Maybe even better? No,
No, I would say the same.
the same.
The
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's wonderful, beautiful. You died very young.
Too young. Yeah. It's a rich guitar, right?
I was showing today Jason from the Metropolitan Museum
Yes.
the details of everybody tell pieces. It's almost like to make a book, you know, because when you look this one and you look that one and you look, for example, Bozo,
Yeah.
you know, and yours, they all. I love well, that's what Scott say, no? He don't say I want you to make the particular guitar. He say make two conditions. Always 18 inches in the blue.
18 inches, blue color. He gave the numbers and the brand to everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of people didn't get the message, but so whatever.
Yeah.
And the nut had to be 1 7/8.
Yes.
and that was it, really. And the rest was up to every individual to do what you do.
No, I thought it's a brilliant idea, brilliant.
I think those were his very words. Do what you do.
Yeah, well, that's what I tell people, because people say, well, anyone can paint a blue guitar. I say, of course, I'm not talking about the importance of the blue guitar. The importance is the reason why he was done, become the blue guitar, celebrating Jimmy's life, death, and the workmanship, and everybody contribute to that, and they become the blue collection. I mean, half of these people are no longer with us.
Yeah, I know.
And it's wonderful to see these guitars in such a beautiful condition,
Well, I know that everyone during the project of making these guitars was thinking of Jimmy. I know
that's yes, exactly.
Because Jimmy opened the door for every one of these guys to come through.
Yeah, exactly. And you being such a good friend. Yeah, it's amazing. Making a guitar to be part of that he's no longer with it. They had to have some emotional.
It really did. It really does. And it was an opportunity for every luthier to do what you can do to make this guitar, but make a piece of art as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it your artistic hand. That was a real opportunity for every luthier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, and also, I always say to Kathy when she finally say, Rudy, it's time to let him go. I know it was very emotional for her and for the kids, but the idea is wonderful. Let's keep it together, and pass it to someone who will love them as much. As Kat did, and we all did, and we all appreciate it. Actually, right now being out, and hopefully today I have Jason from the Metropolitan. I don't know what's going to happen, but he would love to have it at some point. Well, even for an exhibition.
Exactly.
And even for an exhibition, he said, "Would love to," because it's so unique. This is totally Americana.
It is unique. I mean, they've been away for 25 years.
Exactly.
The story hasn't been told for a while.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now the story is coming out about such a unique collection. Nobody does this.
No. It's the only one. It's the only one in the world. And also a lot of people, call it, but I said, well, first of all, there's a lot of different type of guitars, the solid body, the jazz. These particular ones, Archtops.
Acoustics.
These acoustics, Archtops. These ones, everyone is a true Archtop.
That's right.
They don't have the pickups into the guitars. Yeah. So basically, all of these guys, they made it by hand, carving by hand, basically, Maybe, I don't know if the Gibson or the Fender, because you used to have, but maybe because Hutchins worked for Gibson at that time. Right. I think they all hand carved.
I think he must have used what was available to him in the factory, but it was all handmade. It was all hand put together, the whole guitar.
Exactly.
Like every one of these was pretty much hand carved.
Yes. Well, John, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you came today to share these beautiful thoughts after 25, 26 years. Actually, it's about 25 years old, but you started it maybe 26 years ago to make this guitar.
I think it was, probably 94.
Probably 90, no, Jimmy died in 95.
95, 94. Well, I know I was started
but that one is before Jimmy died, no?
Yeah.
Because that was... Yeah. And whatever happened to Radio City?
The Radio City wound up going to a customer in Japan.
Oh my God, that guitar, and it's blue?
It's blue. It's.
Oh my God! If you like to.
Blue Radio City.
That is amazing.
Yeah. It's the one that got away. But the idea was, for this to be in the collection was because I knew there was going to be 23 or whatever, how many guitars, all with F-holes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the origin of the Archtop guitar, the acoustic Archtop guitar, was not an F-hole guitar.
No.
It was an oval hole or a round hole.
Okay, of course, yeah. Where was it, 1923 or 24 when...
Well, from 1900 on up into the 20s.
Yeah.
21 or 1920, 21. And then 22 and 23 and 24 was when the first F-holes came in.
And the L5.
L5, yeah.
And that was Lloyd Lord, no?
Lloyd Lord.
Yeah, yeah. And that was the beginning of basically of the F-holes, the introduction from, I mean, the idea was they come from the violins family, no?
Some of the technology it comes through violin carving, but that's where it ends. The Archtop guitar is a very distinct way of building the construction of the instrument.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
That is very different than the violin.
Yeah.
The most important difference is a violin will have a sound post
Ah, yeah, yeah, of course.
and a bass bar.
Yeah.
And then it's a bowed instrument.
And why the actually woods used is very similar, like a spruce with a maple buck and sides, because that's because the sound is the best.
Well, history tells us, for one, by example, that the combination of spruce and maple, and in my opinion, has the nicest balance, the tonal balance, the spectrum of balance from one end to the other is rather clear and crystal. I can hear a very neutralized kind of condition rather than being overly balanced by, let's say, a rosewood or some other type of wood color. I mean, you can build instruments with that, but I think that these are the most balanced and beautiful presence.
But do you think when they start making what is, even with the overhaul, the first Archtops?
Yeah.
What is an L5?
First Archtop was not an L5, no.
L10, those guitars.
It would have been the L3, the L,
With the oval.
the original LO
and
with
those,
the scroll on the bottom.
and those also are spruce and maple buck and size?
No, they were spruce tops and birchwood
Okay.
on the body wood.
And then maybe the first one is the L5 with the spruce and maple buck and size?
Yeah, well, the first L5s were like that, the same. They were spruce with birch.
Yeah. But that you think that came from the violin and cellos?
Yes, and then in the middle of the lower period, there was a change to maple on the bodies.
Yeah.
And the mandolins from the get-go were spruce and maple, but the guitars were not. And the mandocello, by the way, they were spruce with birch.
Huh.
And then that changed around 1924. And then from then on, it was always spruce and maple.
Yeah. Well, John, I can't thank you enough. Every day, every time I talk to you, I learn something new. And it's,
we're all learning, aren't we?
I hope we keep learning for another 100 years.
God willing, man.
Thank you.
You got it.